How's it going, everyone? Josh Olufemii with Adobe and Epidemic Sound. In this video, we're going to be talking about the importance of using brand assets in all of your video content. I'll also be sharing some practical tips on how to do this effectively so you can build a recognizable YouTube channel, or better yet, an unforgettable one. We're going to dive deep into your in-video branding, which includes your intro, lower thirds, and titles. And finally, the equally important but often underlooked sound design. Okay, let's kick this off by talking about the most important 30 seconds of your video, the intro. When I first started YouTube about 8 years ago, I had no idea how important it was to hook your viewer within the first 30 seconds. Now I know that you can literally make or break your video with your intro. Viewers literally click your video expecting to see what the thumbnail and title advertised, and I've been guilty of making them wait for too long for what they actually wanted to see. Basically, I wasn't respecting their time, and even worse, I wasn't giving them a reason to watch the whole video. And this is where intro branding can become a little tricky, because you want to build up your brand with an amazing looking intro, like the ones you can see in the Adobe stock library, but you don't want to hinder your viewers' experience by having them watch the intro for just even a second longer than they actually have to. That's why I recommend the hook visual method. This basically involves you starting your video off with a hook, where you're essentially telling someone what they're going to get in the video. Then after that, you show off your intro sequence that reinforces your brand identity, and then afterward, you go right into the meat of the video. Doing this will minimize your drop off and increase your watch time. And now for the fun part, picking your motion graphics template that you'll use for your intro. Adobe stock has nearly 3,500 results for intro templates, and the two main types you should consider are typography driven and visual driven. And guess what? Both types are very easily customizable. For example, right here, I'm downloading and importing an easily customizable typography template. I chose this template specifically because of its incredible dynamic design. I love typography, and the movement, specifically in the background as well as the actual typography, maintains that incredible high energy that my videos are known for. Now, this is my preference and yours is most likely to differ, and that's totally fine. You need to make sure that you use motion graphics templates that you like and that work well with your style. The good news about lower thirds and titles is that Adobe made it really easy to include them right in your video. The bad news is it can be sometimes really hard to choose between all the good options that you have. Let's talk about why you need lower thirds and titles, and then how to choose from all these good options. Lower thirds are great for providing additional information without actively having to mention it. Normally they tell the person's name and then maybe some additional information. You probably would have seen the lower thirds that I had at the beginning of this video. It shows my name, my Instagram handle. I could also make it show my YouTube channel. These lower thirds were handpicked by me from Adobe stock. And when you pick yours, look for ones that give you enough room to share the information that you actually want your viewers to know. But make sure you don't overwhelm them, as doing so will take them away from your video. Now, titles are really great for separating your content, so your viewer knows when you're transitioning to a new topic in your video. You might have noticed that I've been using a glitch title pack to introduce new sections. Using titles to separate sections is common for YouTube videos in most niches, especially when teaching and talking about multiple topics in a video. When choosing a title, I recommend finding one that's visually appealing without being too distracting. I also recommend that you stick with one over the course of many different videos, unless your topic warrants a switch up. As an example, if I were to start talking about retro music videos, I'd probably use this one instead of using the normal one that I use with most of the videos on my channel. Now, the great thing about both lower thirds and titles templates in the Adobe stock library is that, like the intro templates, they're very easy to customize once you bring them into the Premiere Pro timeline. And that's it. Lower thirds and titles are very simple, but also extremely useful when it comes to your YouTube channel's brand identity. And now on to the final and my favorite topic regarding brand identity, sound design. I spend way more time than I should when picking the music for my YouTube videos, but I'm not complaining, because like most people, I really love music. Music is how I make people feel something when they watch my videos, and it's also how I set the pace in my videos. In fact, I'll oftentimes switch between multiple songs to change the mood so I can guide my viewers into how I want them to feel in any particular part of the video. But there are two types of music that you really need to know about, and this is important. The first type is your branding music that you play during your intro and the outro of all your videos. I specifically have two different tracks that I play for my intro and for my outro. And it's funny, I'm sure that anytime any one of my 400,000 subscribers hear that music playing, they know that somewhere around them is watching one of my tutorials. The second type of branding music that you need to know about is the vibe. You need to determine the type of vibe that you want for the music that's just underneath and supporting your main content. For example, on my channel, the vibe of the main music that supports my main content is energetic, because it just gets you excited and focused on the content that I'm about to teach. It's music that keeps up with the faster pacing I have in most of my videos, and each of the videos will have a different music track underneath the main content, but all those tracks tracks will have that same energetic vibe. Adobe Stock Audio has made it easy to find your favorite music or sounds, like the ones from Epidemic Sound, right inside Premiere Pro. As you can see, I've used several Epidemic tracks in this video, and here's my process for how I found and added this music. It's pretty simple. Alright guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned something. We have even more in our social edit series to help you continue to level up your post-production capability. If you want to learn more, then please check out the social edit series playlist that can be found here. Until next time guys, make sure to keep it chill.